That's right, get all the spilled coffee out your knickers. Back in my bed. The night before I went to Croft, I was playing with the camera in the house, and I was just going through all the different settings, getting used to it, because it's a new camera, and I accidentally put on the 480 and just forgot all about it, and stupidly took it and filmed all of that intro bit. I filmed all of the bits at Croft with it, so and it wasn't until like the next day when I was looking through all the footage, I was like, oh, you absolute hell end. So the footage is a little bit grainy, the footage isn't great, but we captured quite a good little bit of it, so hopefully it's sort of still worth watching. The in-car camera stuff is still good, so that's still at 1080p, so I'm quite happy with that. But I mean, you know, confidence over competence in every way. This time, we obviously went to Croft. Croft is not that far from where we live. It's brilliant. It's a fantastic track, really fast, but still really technical and really challenging, sort of for the driver and for the car. We learned loads and loads about the car and me and my skills and limitations. So, yeah, it was a really good track day. I really enjoyed it. So let's just jump straight into it. Here's me at Croft in the Lupo. The sound of the scrubbing's really annoying, isn't it? Oh, it'll round us up really bad on the day. If you watched the last track day video, you'll know that when my T-side started to just get a sense that the suspension wasn't really happy, especially on the front. It wasn't really dealing well with the weight of the engine, all the cornering, and we're just starting to scrub the tyres. So after that, I took the logical and sensible approach, and I booked another track day. I mean, it seemed like the obvious thing to do. I was really really desperate to get to Croft, to be honest, and really push the car on a fast track. So, and that's why I did it, and didn't really work out for her. It didn't really spoil with you, to be honest. It just wasn't great. The tyres were scrubbing loads. We did actually stop, sort of, as soon as we heard it and felt it, we stopped. I took it into the pits, and we just had a look to see what it was, and you could see it was just the plastic scrubbing. Sorry, the tyre scrubbing on the plastic arch. So it wasn't like, really badly. It wasn't on the metal arch or anything like that. But it really did scrub the inside of the front arches away. I'll even show you now, actually. I'll show you as soon as we've got the car. So here you can see, and here as well. And that was the worst bit, actually, and that was where it wasn't even really catching so much there. It was just the fact that the actual wheel arch itself had become loose and was scrubbing, and that's most of the noise, to be honest. So it's not even really that bad. It was just really, really slight scrubbing on the arch. So we weren't really worried about it. I'll stop babbling on about it. I'll let you watch. Here we go. Back to this session. So that back corner at Croft is just immense. It's a really nice fast corner, and you hit it right, it just like woof, just glides around. It's mint. But if you hit it wrong, like I did a couple of times, obviously when all this sort of happens, it can be a little bit wild. And to be honest, the car handles pretty well, but you're probably looking at that video and thinking, well, there's loads of lift off oversteer there, and there is, to be honest, but it's a mixture, I think anyway, of worn suspension at the front, which is making the front end floppy, which really does give to good, nice turning because the rear's stiff, but it does make it a little bit unpredictable. Add into that the fact that the brakes aren't really balanced that great going through the standard bias valve, which is what we will be addressing soon. We're going to put a Wilwood bias valve and separate the brake lines. Plus the fact that there's slight tyre contact on the inner arches, which effectively makes a braking wheel. So all them bits mixed together means that the handling was a little bit wild on them fast corners. It was pretty much all right on the rest of it, but that back corner proved to be challenging for me. And like I say, when you hit it right, it just glides around. It's great. But hit it wrong, and it's a bit of a, it'll kick you. Oh, there's a bit of something. So the beauty is that none of that sort of detracted from the fact that we had an absolutely mint day. It was brilliant. It was the best track day I would say that we've even been on. I mean, I did 4 sessions. Spencer did 2. So this little green hot rod ran all day. Well, till about 3 o'clock anyway. But we had some really good sessions. And what I've shown you there is just a tiny little bit, to be honest. I'll show you another little bit now. It's a bit that I really enjoyed, and this was at the back end of the day. And this is me chasing a BMW M140 and a really fast little track Fiesta. So yeah, loads of fun chasing cars. I really enjoy doing that. And them 2 cars, well, at that point where I can sort of catch them in the corners, but my speed through the corners isn't the best because of the suspension. And then as soon as they get onto a straight, they just pull away, and I'm sat there going, I'm gonna catch you, you bastards. It's really good. So the next track day we're going to be going on is Teesside Autodrome, and we're in that sort of dilemma where I basically need to buy new suspension. It's as simple as that. The only thing is that new suspension costs a lot of money. I'd love to go Gas Gold, but it's a whole chunk of money to spend on a track, a little fun toy like this. I don't know what the budget's going to be yet, so I think we'll get into that in maybe the next video. One of my friends did sort of put us on to something on eBay that might be a nice little stopgap for her, and it's these. I'll show you now. So I picked up these on eBay. One of the guys I know sent us a link, and this is something that someone's made. So this is the bottom of a Lupo shock absorber, and inside that there's a gas adjustable strut, which is rebound adjustable with this little gas key, like that. And it also, I have no idea what sort of spring poundage rating these are, so they might not even be any good, but someone's made them and they're height adjustable. So for the next track day, I think I'm just going to chuck them on and give them a go, and at the end of the day, if they're crap, then I'll just sell them on afterwards. But you never know, they might be good and they might get through the next couple of track days, give her a little bit of leeway to really have a dig into suspension, because the big problem is that it's going to have to be custom suspension because it's a converted car, so therefore there's more weight over the front axle. So even sort of like Lupo GTI, Lupo Sport, Lupo STI coilovers, they wouldn't be good for it. And you know, if we're gonna have a track day, we might as well have good suspension, ain't we? Anyway, I'll stop rabbiting on and I'll go inside the house because it's freezing cold. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.